What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to analyze the tape of guard Gray Zabel, who came to the Senior Bowl and absolutely dominated. To me, one of the things I wanted to see with the guy from North Dakota State, a guy who plays at that FCS level, is can he do what he did there at the highest level? Can he come into the Senior Bowl, which has multiple first round, second round, third round picks? And can this guy have success? And not only did he come in and have success, but he won the award for the best overall player at the Senior Bowl, which is absolutely incredible for an offensive lineman to get it. But with Zabel, you definitely see all the flashes on tape. And I'm excited for this one, man. If you guys don't know this, I absolutely love guys from smaller schools that can come up and show what they can kind of do, right? And with Zabel, we saw some of that athleticism that he had flashed at NDSU. If you guys don't know this was basically a starting caliber left tackle at NDSU. And he's went into the Senior Bowl, played guard, and basically crushed it. So many plays like this where he does a really good job out in space. He's able to locate those 4-3, 4-4 safeties and corners and make contact with them. That's a pretty good job right here, of course. The wide receiver had his hands on this guy, but of course Zabel had to come over here and clear it out. Make sure the guy here to the inside is not going to be able to make the play. It's just a really, really nice job by Zabel. But he had a lot of these really, really nice blocks at the Senior Bowl, during practice, at the actual game. And I'm excited to really get into this guy's tape. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. You got a really nice play here by Zabel. He's going to have a cutoff block on the inside linebacker. He's going to do a really good job getting his hands to the linebacker, and he's going to basically drive him out of there. You're going to have a very difficult block by the guard here. You're going to have what is called the pin pull with Josh Connerly pulling out in front. It's going to be a pitch play over here towards the right with the running back. And that means Zabel here has to not only pass off Pebbles, the tackle has to be able to get out in front of this guy, but then he has to take this angle and try to cut off number 17. Very, very difficult block to be able to get to these linebackers, especially given this guy's shaded way far out here in front of the center. Basically an impossible block to cut this guy off. But of course, Zabel's going to do the next best thing, which is he's actually going to just make contact with the linebacker, and he's going to just push him out of there. Just stick to this guy, continue to drive him in the hopes that the running back sees the cutback lane underneath it. And the running back's able to actually see it. Running back does a really good job with that cutback. They're going to see him cut it right underneath. Again, Zabel does a great job getting his hands to number 17. Let's get into the next snap. Alright guys, check this next play out. You're going to have a goal line situation. You're going to see that the offense here is going to be going for a 2-point conversion. And Zabel's going to do a really nice job being able to take on Pebbles out of Virginia Tech. Arguably, he was the best defensive tackle at the Senior Bowl. The guy had a monster week of practice, and he really showed why I think he should be a top 3 to 4 round guy. Truth be told, his tape might actually be the best among the defensive tackles, but because of the fact that Pebbles is only 6 feet tall, I think he might slip a little bit in the actual draft. But this is a really nice rep here by Zabel. He's going to quick set this. He's going to go right to number 40. Get the hands right to the defensive tackle. And of course, when you quick set a guy, you know he's going to hit you with an inside move. And Zabel's going to be ready for that. You're going to see that left hand's going to end up landing right to the inside of Pebbles. Perfectly done. Left hand lands inside. The feet are going to essentially mirror. He's going to stay right in front of number 40. It's a pretty nice rep right there. Understanding the situation that it's going to be a play action, and essentially this is going to be a jump ball to the tight end here. So it's a really, really good job right there by Gray Zabel. Now, Gray Zabel took a ton of snaps at both guard and center, and of course, during the actual game, he also took snaps at center, and he had some really nice reps, including this one here. This one looks like inside zone, but it actually might be duo, based off of how they're attacking some of these guys. But it's a really, really nice job by Zabel on this one. You're going to double team with the left guard on the Alabama defensive tackle here. You're going to do a really nice job making contact here. He's going to turn out number 5, and then he's going to get up to the safety number 27. He does a really nice job locking in with number 27 as well. That's a great job right there by Zabel. And I do want you guys to also recognize we're watching snaps of the Senior Bowl, right? And I don't want you guys to overlook this fact. The Senior Bowl is a lot different than when you're playing out there and you're going up against guys that might not be in the NFL. And more than that, even if you're like Alabama playing LSU, this offense right here would be any of those teams, right? This offense right here would be arguably the best team in college football. Right? These guys are NFL caliber players, every single guy. And for the most part, a lot of these guys are going to be drafted fairly high, right? So do not overlook the fact that the talent here is a lot better than some of the talents. If you watch Gray Zabel's tape, one-on-one, even if it's not Zabel, if it's one of these other offensive linemen, it could be a Miami guy, it could be an Oregon guy or a Michigan guy. the tape they're going to put out here is going to be a lot better. And again, here's another really, really nice rep by Zabel. Going up against number 5, the Alabama D tackle once again. Just a really nice job being able to get to number 5 and just shutting it down, man. Hand placement's really nice on this one. He has a little bit of help from Jalen Rivers, the left guard. Not a lot of help, right? It's just really just a drag hand, but it does kind of help out. Number 5 really can't hit a move towards that right side because Rivers is right there. But Zabel does a really good job with the leverage. Hands land well. And he's going to just anchor down on this one. There's no movement on the inside. One of the things that teams love with their centers is guys that don't allow inside pressure. It's guys that can anchor down on the inside, right? The big difference between starting caliber guards and centers, like long-term guys, is the guys that don't give up inside pressure, right? Versus guys that do, essentially. So that's a really, really good job right there. Now I want to show you guys 2 plays in which I need this guy to be able to just clean up. Again, similar to what I just said, you know, you got guys that are really, really good at their positions. You're not going to win every single rep, right? You're going to have losing snaps. On this one here, it's going to be Pebbles that's going to really just blow it up. He's going to end up jumping that 3 technique. Both the tackle and center as well have to be able to kind of get there. The center has a back block on this one. It's a power run towards the right of your screen. And Pebbles just jumps right through there. This is a hard thing to do, right? You can almost make the argument this is more so on that tackle than it is on Zabel because of the fact that this guy jumps the left side of that guard that's pulling. Not a huge deal, but I did want to just point it out. Just little things this guy's going to have to clean up to whatever team that drafts him. Keep in mind, Zabel is not an interior offensive lineman. This guy's played left tackle in college. So a lot of what this guy has done up to this point has been in space at that tackle position. So he'll have to just clean it up and get a little bit better on the inside specifically, especially if he plays center, right? Of course, center is a completely different position than playing guard or tackle. If you're a tackle, I think it translates easier to the guard position. Center position is much different. I want to show you guys one other play in which he loses as well. Really not a huge deal. It's a very, very difficult block to make, but he's not going to be able to get up to the linebacker on this one. Just a little bit of criticism for him. Got to be able to get to that block. A very difficult block, right? Because you have Pebbles playing that 3 technique 1. You have to make sure this guy does not shoot the gap. So you got to get that right hand in there, make sure that right tackle can overtake it. And then you got to get up to number 7, who might be the best linebacker in this class. He's a guy that I really, really like. And you're going to see Asante just goes right around Zabel, and Zabel's not going to be able to get to him. It's just it's not a terrible angle, maybe a little bit of a better angle, but Asante's going to beat him. He's going to set up on the inside. He's going to help make the play on this one. So you got to do a little bit of a better job on this one. Now, of course, I think one of the best things about the Senior Bowl is to be able to watch up matchups like the one you see right here. Right, you got Pebbles, who I think is arguably the best defensive tackle in this class. I understand he's 6 feet tall, and because of that, his draft stock may not be as high. But I think if Pebbles was 6'2.5", I think he would be the first defensive tackle off the board. His pass rush plan and technique is absolutely incredible. But the best part of the Senior Bowl is watching matchups like this, right? You get to watch a guy that's very good in Pebbles going up against a guard in Zabel, and you can really watch these two guys kind of just go at it. On this one here, Pebbles is going to end up falling, but truth be told, Pebbles loses this rep regardless of if he stays up or not. And this is just that elite movement, right? You know this guy was a former tackle in his past life, right? I should say in college at NDSU, he was a tackle. And he'll, of course, be an interior guy in the NFL, but you can just tell that movement, man. So one of the things you're going to notice with this play is Zabel is going to start taking steps to the left, and number 40 is going to hit an inside move, and Zabel's going to catch him with the left hand, and then he's going to be able to rework that feet, right? Rework that footwork, and then essentially just stay right in front of Pebbles. There's nowhere this defensive tackle is going to be able to go, right? The defensive tackle is going to try to hesitate to the outside, jump to the inside, and this works usually, right? Pebbles is able to beat most offensive linemen with that hesitate to the outside. You're going to swipe, rip to the inside, but it's not going to work on this one, right? And then, of course, he kind of runs into that defensive tackle. He tries to spin off of it, and he's going to just end up falling, and Zabel's going to stay right on top of that. That's a really, really good rep right there by Gray Zabel. Here's another one. He's going to be going up once against Pebbles. Pebbles this time is going to be really in that long one technique where he's aligned over the center. He's going to try to spin, and Zabel just catches him and shuts him down. You guys do see that this was an interception. Really nice job right there by number 13. Now, keep in mind, Pebbles is lined up like in that long one technique, and he is going to try to go up against the center where he expects the center to make contact with him, and he expects to be able to spin off that and Zabel's right there to catch it, right? Zabel does a great job to be able to catch it as Pebbles tries to spin. Makes really nice contact. Left hand lands on the back side. To me, that's not a hold. I take that all day. Right hand lands to the inside chest. Really, really good job. And look at that anchor, man. Look at the knees bend right there. Look at that. Look at that anchor right there, man. That is absolutely impressive. And again, I will always say this, when you're looking at guards in the NFL, the guys that give up no pressure to the inside are always going to be the best and most valued interior offensive linemen. Guys that are consistently getting beat to the inside are the guys that are going to be overlooked a little bit. Maybe they go team to team. To me, Zabel does a really, really good job, and you can see that ability to anchor. You can see that strength. Everything about this guy is really, really impressive, and it's one of the reasons why I think Zabel could actually be the best interior offensive lineman out of this class. And I know some people are going to say it has to be Will Campbell, and it's definitely Will Campbell. I'm not 100% sure if I agree with it, man. I really do think Gray Zabel is different when it comes to interior offensive linemen. And I also think with Gray Zabel, he's going to be overlooked a little bit because he went to NDSU. And of course, Campbell's been kind of that guy that, you know, is he the offensive tackle one coming out? Is he not? But remember, we've seen guys like Peter Skronsky come out, and although Skronsky's been good, has he been the best guard out of that class? I don't know, right? I don't know if he was definitely worth the 10th overall pick or whatever he was, maybe have been 11th. To me, a guy like Gray Zabel could be the best offensive lineman in this class. And I wouldn't be shocked if Zabel ends up actually going maybe towards the back end of the first round. I think there's some teams that may actually, not have the cap to pay some of the guys that they have on their roster. The 49ers are a team that need a guard. You got teams like the Chiefs that could essentially draft a guard potentially. Some of these teams might even need a center, and Gray Zabel could be the best center in this class. There's a chance some people would actually think that. But the guy had a really, really impressive Senior Bowl, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. We will be following Gray Zabel on this channel as he gets into the NFL. I think he's going to end up being a really good offensive lineman. A lot of what he does is really impressive on tape. The way this guy's able to read and recognize, the way he's able to climb and get up to that next level, the way he's able to just kind of utilize that technique, it really comes together well. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time with another video.